Next week, the Saturday nightmare is the terrifying spine chiller Halloween. A woman is terrorized by an escaped madman killer, intent on reliving his crime. Next Saturday at 10:30.
They're back.
Suicide.
Yeah? Why haven't we found the mink?
You're CI5, both of you. CI5 means special assignments only.
Bodie and Doyle are the professionals. Sunday, 8:45 on LWT.
Right there.
Are you ready? Are you ready? At 5 o'clock every Sunday. Are you ready? The new network chart show. Are you ready? First with the nation's top 30. Are you ready? David Kidd Jensen is...
This is London Weekend Television on the South Bank. And this is the London Community Unit, the LCU. You've probably seen the adverts we make for voluntary organisations in our region. They pop up throughout the weekend, often at peak time, and lots of you ask us what kind of response they get. Well, so far, 40,000 of you have phoned or written in after seeing them. Some of you to get advice and some to offer help. This one, for the Children's Scrap Project, even asked for your old rubbish.
Every day, all over London, big factories throw away lots of stuff that children in schools and play centres could use. The Children's Scrap Project collect it, make sure it's safe, and then we make things with it. If you work somewhere that throws out clean waste, or if you want to know about scrap projects, ring 928 5656.
We asked Pat Fairhon of the Scrap Project about the response.
We had approximately 1,000 calls in response to that ad. Half of them approximately were members, potential members, and the remainder were offers of materials, people offering materials. To see kids come to the project now and to see the excitement generated by this new material that we've come in, that is being brought in as a result of this ad, is probably the most direct benefit of the immediate benefit to the kids. Excitement, I think, is the word.
Hackney, this one's for you.
The organisation Headway offered specialist help and advice to the victims of head injury and their families.
When his bruises have faded, he'll still have lasting brain injury. His mum, dad and he can find practical help and support from Headway, the organisation that understands the problems of all head injuries. If you'd like help, write to Headway, Box 33, London SE1 9LT.
Well, Headway was aware that there were a lot of people trying to cope in the community with the long-term effects of severe head injury, having been discharged from hospital with really very little in the way of information or support about what to expect. And we felt that by using the information service on television was a very easy way of getting to as many people as possible, as easily and quickly as possible.
Writing in to the LCU's Box 33 is one way you can get in touch. But many organisations offer immediate help by taking your calls on our switchboard here. That's exactly what the Independent Adoption Service chose to do.
Independent Adoption Service, a multiracial organisation, is looking for black people to adopt or foster young black children. You don't have to be rich or married or own your own house, but if you care about children and could give a loving home to a black baby, they would love to hear from you on 928 5656 now.
The Campbells were one of the families who phoned in.
Well, we wanted to adopt because we felt we could help somebody's child who needed a home. We've got 2 children of our own, a boy and a girl, so we thought, why not? We'd just help somebody else's child who hasn't got a home and needs one.
Has the advert worked for IAS? We asked Jasmine Thomas.
Yes, it has. It's been more... The advert was more successful than we expected. And we didn't quite expect to have so many people applying to us, but it's been great.
We plan to carry on letting you know about sources of help on all sorts of subjects. And if you're a voluntary organisation which wants to use an LCU advert to publicise your work, we'll send you more information if you drop us a line at LCU, Box 33, London SE1 9LT. And by the way, it won't cost you a penny to make.
This autumn, you're invited to keep in touch with London Weekend Television's features and current affairs programmes. The London programme's team of reporters cover life in the capital, from young junkies and football hooligans to Ken Livingstone's GLC. On Sundays, Melvyn Bragg's award-winning South Bank show keeps you up to date with the world of the arts. A profile of acclaimed playwright Alan Bennett is one of the reports, and you can see Italian film directors, the Taviani brothers, at work on their latest intriguing feature, each directing alternate shots. A new series of the making of modern London traced the meteoric growth of London between the wars and explained how it's become the extraordinary city it is today. On Sundays at noon, Brian Walden presents his perceptive coverage of world events in Weekend World. Whether it's Central America or Downing Street, you'll learn what's really going on. Exciting programmes to keep you informed. So keep in touch with London Weekend Television.
Good morning, here are the London News headlines. Scotland Yard is trying to get a suspected IRA terrorist extradited from the Irish Republic to face trial in mainland Britain in connection with the Hyde Park and Regent's Park bombings 2 years ago, in which 11 people were killed. He's believed to be John Downey, who's now living in Ballyshannon in County Donegal. The case for his extradition is being considered by the Attorney General, Sir Michael Havers. A Middlesex man has been charged in connection with the distribution of forged £50 notes recovered by Scotland Yard. Father of two, Frank Dawes Sr., who comes from Twickenham but is said to spend much of his time dealing in property in Spain, was remanded in custody after offering £25,000 surety to Horseferry Road magistrates. 2 men are to appear before Hampstead magistrates next month, both accused of assaulting a police officer and one on a charge of causing grievous bodily harm. The charges follow a high-speed car chase through northwest London last night, which ended after 3 policemen received slash and stab wounds. Talks aimed at settling the strike, which has blacked out midweek ITV programmes for millions of viewers in the London area, are to be held on Monday afternoon. Executives of Thames Television and the Technicians Union, ACTT, will discuss a peace plan for a return to work by 60 film editors who are demanding extra money for duties involving new technology. Labour's Tony Benn, speaking at a militant tendency rally at Wembley, has warmly praised the miners for what he called their courage against police, judges and magistrates. He told an audience of 2,500 militant supporters that the miners' strike was a titanic and momentous struggle to defend basic union rights and civil liberties. London's Imperial War Museum is to ask visitors to pay a voluntary entry fee. Admission will still be technically free, but people passing through the turnstiles will be invited to contribute £1 for adults and 50p for children. The museum is trying to raise cash to help cover the cost of a £9 million renovation programme. Finally, actress Dame Anna Neagle has been celebrating her 80th birthday at her home in London's St John's Wood. She spent the day quietly, but will be guest of honour at a dinner party at the Garrick Club tomorrow and at a big birthday lunch at the Savoy on Tuesday. Dame Anna, who started in show business nearly 60 years ago, will be back on stage this Christmas in pantomime. Next headlines from us at 2:30 this afternoon. Now, Bellamy.